Hey, hello, and welcome to this month's monthly training. There's been a backlog of training that I really want to do for you guys. However, everything seems to take prevalence, but this is the one that I'm going to share, and then I'll double up for the couple that I said that I was going to do, which are still extremely important. But today I want to talk to you about reputation management and why it's really important for you to have some sort of system in place that you gather or you ask for reviews or testimonials from your people that you work with for two reasons. One, having reviews on Google will help boost your SEO organically, and also having reviews on Facebook shows credibility. And then you can use multiple repurposing of that content in Facebook posts, Twitter posts, whatever. So today we're going to talk about reputation management. Now, it's interesting that Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights states that everyone has a right to an opinion and an expression of interest. And this opinion or this freedom holds, they're allowed to have an opinion without having reference or seeking evidence to support that. So that's part of the Human Rights Declaration that we all need to be mindful of. And when we're looking at reputation for our business, it's obvious that everyone has the right to express their voice and their opinion about their brand. However, there are certain boundaries that must be respected, and some of the negative content online actually might be illegal, and why. That's what we're going to look at today. Is it defamatory? I can never say that word. I don't know what, anyway, that word there. Is it reporting false or misleading information, and is it aimed at damaging a company's online reputation or reputation in general? So here's an article about reputation management where this gentleman actually made a threat, and he used the F word that's in there somewhere if you read this, and it actually invoked the police to actually issuing a police warrant and arresting him for that comment on Facebook. So what if individuals post damaging comments on your business or on your social media channels? So as a business owner with a page, if I come along and make some comment that's defamatory, I said it, yes, or misleading in regards to your post. Maybe it's not actually directed at your business, but maybe it's directed to the post that you had or you set up to be posted. You are liable for my comment. So this is why you need to have management and monitoring in place, because if anybody comes and comments on your page that is seen as misleading or defamatory, I've said it twice now, wow, we're on a roll, then you as the business owner can be sued or have your page removed. So this is something that we need to be mindful as business owners. But also, if somebody does say something that's defamatory, that's 4 times far out, I'm on a roll here today, to or about your business, then you do have a right to pursue legal avenues and charge them according to whatever they've said. So that's really important. But what's probably really interesting is that many businesses really struggle, and they don't have a strategy in place with regards to, well, what do I do? So you're out there seeking, positive feedback all the time and testimonials and getting star ratings, but along comes somebody and we cannot please everybody, and really they've just not had the experience that they wanted, whatever that is, with you or your company, and they start to bag you online or they start to post negative reviews. Now, this is where most businesses go into shutdown mode like a turtle, and they pull their head back into their shell, and they don't want to know that it's actually happening. So you need to have a system in place to manage that. And probably the easiest way that I can share with you to manage that is to actually address the issue there and then online, and do your best to take that person offline by having a face-to-face conversation with them, or a chat over the phone, or personally messaging them to get their vented anger or whatever's going on for them, having a bad day, off your platform, and hopefully they can remove the feedback or the comments. Now, that doesn't always happen. You will come across, and I have come across business owners where they've had a incident with a business and with a person, and that person's gone hell for leather to actually nail them to the wall because of their bad experience. And then with social media, I've seen where they've gone and got their friends to start commenting too. And in that case, you really don't have control over how do I manage all these people that are being fed by this first negative comment. So sometimes it's better just to turn your comments or your reviews off until the calm has come and the situation has finished or come to an end. But most cases you won't have that, and it's best just to try and talk to these people and get them offline. So that's one tip that I can share with you today. So can you say anything you want on social media? So if we look at that article, yes, you can. You are entitled to freedom of speech. You are entitled to your own opinion, but it really doesn't work that well anymore, even though it's under the Act. So in March 2000, I think it was 2016 or 17, only a couple of years ago, Australia's first defamation case was awarded $105,000 to a victim. The former student tried to argue it was his belief that the comments were true and that it was his opinion that which he had the right to post, but it didn't work. So now individuals need to be careful and consider what they're posting and think about it, because you can actually be sued for making defamatory remarks. That was number 5. Ding! Anyway, there's hardly a business out there that doesn't have the occasional issue, as I said, that arises with your customer, and ideally you need to resolve things before it reaches that point where they're just going to bag you. I share a story in every class when I teach this about a business in Cairns, and I won't say who it is, but it's a national franchise, and I used to go there to get a service done once a year, twice a year. And this particular time I was actually on Google looking for their phone number because it wasn't in my phone. And when I Googled their business, hoping to get their phone number at the top of Google, what I found was a whole page or half a page on the first front page of Google of a blog. Now, it was a blog that was created in WordPress by a disgruntled customer, and he went on to bag this business out. So I thought to myself, well, I best have a look what's going on here, and I read the article. Now, even though I'd used that business for about 5 years previously, the article was so convincing about his experience that I actually stopped for one moment and thought, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't go to this company. Maybe they've had a change of management. Maybe something's gone wrong, because the article was so convincing about his experience. And then I realized that it was a disgruntled customer, and that, that's the only bad review out there. But that franchise didn't know that that was on the front page of Google until I contacted them. So they had no system in place to monitor this. And the question that I always pose is that how much business did they lose from people doing the same thing that I did, which was Googling their business name to find their phone number and seeing this spiel happening online about this guy that really didn't have a nice experience. So that's why we need to have a reputation management and monitoring in place to protect ourselves, our own name, and also our brand. Social media marketing is word of mouth marketing on steroids. And how many times do we actually see or hear of people having a bad experience, and rarely do we see them explaining or sharing their good experiences or their shout outs. So human nature, tall poppy syndrome in Australia, I'm not really sure, but and I put my hand up too. If I have a bad experience with a big company, I find myself in a situation where I want to grab my phone and post feedback on Twitter or somewhere where they're going to get it instantly about that bad customer service. But sometimes we just have to take a step back and go, wow, what damage is that going to do to that brand? Some brands you really need to get out there and have a chat about them. I won't mention what letter of the alphabet, but it comes after S, because they really, it's frustrating. Anyway, let's not go there. So anyway, the barriers between the customer and giving that feedback have been reduced, and it is now crucial that you have something in place to monitor this. You have no choice to opt out. If you choose to opt out of your reputation management, then you're really leaving the floodgates open for people, or even your competitors for that matter, to voice their opinion. I know that there's competitors out there that will put bad reviews on Google against your business. I've seen that. I've also seen them do it on your Facebook page. I've seen people go to Facebook jail from advertising because the competitor has reported the ad as spam or conflicting or whatever. So, you know, it can be a dog-eat-dog world out there when we're in business, and you can't opt out of reputation management. You really need to excel in this part of your social media strategy. So for many small businesses, the complete lack of proactive reputation management leaves them in a position of being a sitting duck, right? With little more than just a website to represent you online, you are in a precarious position. If anyone creates a site to target you, or even just post something on social media, as those items could rank for your business in the name searches as I just shared. So for established local businesses, people may frequently be searching you by your business name or your personal name, so having bad stuff rank in your search results will directly impact your bottom line. So how do we manage this? That's a great question. So recognize that you're responsible for what goes up on social media and on your own page or platform. Review your terms and conditions to ensure that you take down and you regulate the posts that are happening online. Get your own copyright house in order to ensure that you have clear rules and regulations for your employees about sharing, posting, and using images and text in your own advertisements and on all social media outlets so you don't get caught out. Also, make sure that you register your valuable intellectual property with IP Australia. Trademark your business if you have to. I have a story that I'll share with you one day about a trademark and a business that was sued. Let's not go there right now. With the growth of the internet, it's more important than ever. So what you need to do is create a presence on all relevant web properties. And how do we do that? So there is a number of sites that are free that you can register on, and yes, it takes a little bit of time, so you might choose to do one a day, one a week, one a month, whatever, but you really need to do this. And this is the 27 free business listing sites that I have for you today. There's actually, I'm pretty sure that there's a file in the file section with this list with the links, but go ahead and put your details on there because that will help rank your business number one when people are searching for you. Aggressive SEO is another way that you can manage this. So if somebody Googles your name, you want it to be appearing on page 1 or 2 of the search results. So the easiest way to do that for your personal name is by using LinkedIn. Having a LinkedIn profile will always come to number 1 on the front page of Google, guaranteed. So get out there and update your LinkedIn profile and your picture as well. The second thing that you can do is set up Google alerts, which is free, for your name, for your business name, or anything relating to your business. So plumbing cans could be alert that you could set up as well if you're a plumber. And that way Google will send you anything with those words in an alert email to tell you when somebody has published online in regards to your name, your business name, or the industry that you're involved in. So that's really good as well. Only works for Google, it doesn't work for the social media platforms. Talking about social media platforms, don't neglect your social media accounts. Make sure that you're proactive in looking for or even searching inside Facebook, particularly for your business name, to see if anybody is actually having a go at you or your services. If you're doing social media management, you will never run out of work because 1/3 of clients will initially not do any of this. So I'd probably say 2/3. But anyway, you'll never run out of work because this alone is a standalone niche that you could develop for your business. Consider your brands and your products. You might need to branch out more about your brands and your products. You may choose to make lead pages. If you don't know what that is, it's part of a funnel process. Landing pages, you might choose to actually do a blog. Now let me tell you a story about a blog. There's a company called Riverside Pools in America. They were really struggling back in, I think it was about 2010. Their business was, on the brink of going bankruptcy, and they really needed to get into their market. I think their city, anyway, you can go search it, but their city was quite large, say, 300,000-400,000 people. So anyway, the gentleman went to a workshop and learnt about how to blog. And in particular, he learnt, which I also teach, is how to blog for specific search terms. So being a pool company, what he did was actually discovered that people were searching on Google things like, shall I build a fiberglass or a concrete pool, or how to manage water evaporation in my pool, all that sort of stuff pertaining to pools, right? So he started to create these blog posts. One particular blog post, by the time that he posted, it takes a couple of months for Google to rank your blogs, by the way, but within that couple of months period, people were calling him off that one blog post. Now go down, the time frame or the timeline a couple of years. That one blog post had generated, and still is generating more than this, $3.5 million in sales. So when you want to think about protecting your brand and having aggressive SEO as part of your strategy, then think about creating blogs. Another one is in Kakadu. There is a resort over there, and they found that one of the most frequently searched phrases on Google was, when is the best time to go to Kakadu? So they created a blog about that. Now that business still generates thousands of dollars from that blog to their resort. So think about what people are searching for your business or your brand. Create blogs around that. Before you say you don't have time, it's all too hard to write a blog, if you've got one of these devices, you can quickly open up the notes section, and let me just show you this very quickly because there's no excuse. You know your business, you know your skill set, you have the knowledge relating to that. If I open up notes on my phone and I go to the keyboard, if you can see that, down the bottom on the keyboard there's this little microphone. Watch this. How to use reputation management for your brand. Consider actually using aggressive SEO, using Google Alerts, and making sure that you are top of mind in your market. Now that was just recorded and turned into text on my iPhone. I can now send that to myself and email it to myself and put it up on my blog. So talking about time, you could use this device very effectively, even if you're actually on the job and say, I haven't got an example for you. Say I'm a social media trainer and I'm doing a workshop. I could actually have that as I'm delivering the workshop recording, or I could use a lapel mic and record it and turn it into text. No excuses. So get your own name is really important. This has been around for probably 15 years that I know of, but register your own domain name, leannepeard.com, leannepeard.com.au. Excuse me, that was a burp. Oh, excuse me. So, and also names associated to your brand so that you can protect your identity and nobody else can come and develop a strong social media or web presence using your name. Make sure that, this is delete, forget that, because Google authorship is no longer available anymore. But in talking about Google has introduced a new platform to replace Google Plus, and it's called My Business. And as a Google user, not in business, I can now rank businesses according to my experience, and as I go higher in the star rating with Google sends me prizes and presents. Okay, so Google's encouraging the user to actually rate businesses, but as a business, if I get more reviews on Google, it is going to boost my place in the pages, my place on my SEO, and also as a business, if you use My Business app, you can use it to post content about your business to Google, which is really cool, because if you do that and keep feeding the monster, then you will get success because Google will rank your website higher. Okay, so that's the Google implementation. We've already spoken about blogs and how you can rank your blog, how to bake a banana bread, to the top of Google. Video, you just need to do video on YouTube. Google owns video. Again, if you do a video on how to make banana bread, it should rank effectively if it's not too competitive on the front page of Google. So I did a video a couple of years ago about how to turn your Instagram account from a personal profile to a business profile. Yesterday I just went to check to see if it's still on the front page of Google, and it is, and it's in the top 3. When you search for anything on Google now, you get 3 videos on the top. Bang, mine is number 3. So just do video. Please, 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 for 2019, make sure your reputation management is video, or your content is video. Listen and don't engage in online arguments. So I know that our business is our baby and we want to protect it, and we don't want anyone to bag it, but don't engage in arguments online. Just apologize for the experience that they've had and get these people offline. Give them a discount, give them a free meal, whatever business you're in, but don't argue with them. The 10 online reputation management commandments are: be well respected, be radically transparent, monitor what they're saying about you, react quickly and politely, address criticism, treat your Google One page as your business card. When I Google your business, you want positive information on the front there. Understand your detractors and what will, take you away from managing your online reputation. Attack your illegitimate attackers. So if you have people that are out there, really bagging your business out and it's illegitimate, then make sure that you take action to legally sue or get rid of the staff member, whatever's going on for you. Learn from your mistakes and make sure that you ask for help if necessary. Get reviews from all your customers, from Facebook, from Google, from TripAdvisor. On Monday, after I post this monthly training, I'm actually going to give you a task to do this. And I have a script where you can use to actually send out to your people to ask them to give you a review. So check out the, I think it's just going to be review scripts in the file section. Reputation management is another niche in its own when you're using Social Media Manager, but it's also an extremely critical component of your social media strategy if you're in business, that you need to have something in place to monitor this. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on this monthly webcast. I will upload the script list. I challenge you, task you to actually go out and seek 10 people to give you a review and a testimonial. You can repurpose this as part of your content calendar. If you're looking at the content calendars in the unit section here, then you'll see that sometimes I'll say share a testimonial or share a win. So this is where you can use that. You can actually use canva.com as a great tool to actually upload your screenshot of your testimonial and make it really pretty and suit your brand and coloring. But guys, make sure that you have something in place to be proactive. If you've got a domination of page 1 and 2 of Google and I go find a bad review on page 3, I'm really not going to worry too much about that. But if I go and Google your business and the whole front page is of bad reviews, then you possibly have a problem. Set up Google Alerts, have something in action to gather these reviews online from Google and Facebook. See you soon, guys. Ciao for now.